Welcome back to Equipped Endure. I'm Rusty. We are continuing our Ultimate Home Security series, and we would like to thank Schlage for stepping up and sponsoring this video. So we are talking about the #1 entry point for burglars in your home, and that is the front door and sometimes the back door, and how do we fortify it against those baddies. So we're going to get this thing installed. We're going to show you the process and then show you why we did it. I think the previous owners just used like a wood screw in there. That was another thing, that's why I wanted to replace these. So I thought they were just kind of old and yeah, look at that. They used a wood screw in there, man. All right, so we're replacing this guy. Let's pull this out right here, the outside. Top. We're gonna put that in on the top of these. Okay, we're good there. So this is that's an 1/8 inch thick piece of steel there with huge screws. I mean, this in and of itself will be significant for strengthening the door there, the jamb. So on the old deadbolt catch, the old hardware fixture, the old deadbolt was really chewing through that. You can see on the edge there how it was doing. It wasn't lined up. The door moved. I don't know that it was necessarily installed very well. So I mean, that chewed through. I mean, that is all just that little piece of 16th inch metal, and that little bit there, maybe an 1/8, is all that was holding somebody and this wood out from kicking that door in. So this one that we just installed had about that 1/8 inch thick steel plate that went underneath with those huge screws. Those are like 3.5 inch thick. They look like they were 3/16 or thicker screws. I mean, they were significant. And then this top plate then mounted through the wood. So I mean, that is significantly stronger than this little plate that was almost all the way chewed through and one little screw right there. So we're gonna put on some more fortification for this, but that in and of itself is a huge upgrade as far as door fortification and strength. All right, guys, the next step is I gotta fish this little line through and then connect this with the front and the back mount plate. Hopefully. So we're gonna feed this wire. Let me get my other hand free. Oh, that's much easier. Here we go. So we're gonna feed that wire through. Okay. Now that we got this piece through, the wires fed through, we're gonna go ahead and put the mounting plate. Now this is gonna kind of sandwich. We're gonna bolt this to that front plate, and the bolt has pass-through holes there for us to put these screws through. You'll see it. So that's what we're doing next. All right. There, we get this thing lined up. We get the machine screws, pass them through. Make sure we find that. This should be good. Look at that, I'm pulling, didn't know it. Okay, what I don't want to do is force these screws, particularly metal on metal, because I don't want to strip them out at all. So I'm being careful, make sure they're lined up. Okay, we're going to make sure that this thing is aligned and plumb. Now we're going to plug it into the circuit in the back here, so I'm going to make sure that I got this lined up. And if I can get my fingers to be nimble enough here, I'm going to plug it in. All right, yep, we got it. Okay, that was actually easier than I thought it would be. Okay, next, we're mounting this to that plate that we just screwed on. So let me try to run the wire down. They've got a channel to keep this wire nice and tucked away. Line this guy up, and hey-o. We are in. So this little machine screw is going to sit right there. And I'm praying, hoping that that doesn't fly off on me here. Okay. Okay, so that's the top attachment point to that plate. Nice and snug, but not too tight. Perfect. We've got the case. It's gonna sit over the top of this guy. Oh, how pretty. How pretty. Yeah, that works. It throws the bolt just fine. Now this door is solid alder, and it's been in the weather. You can see that it's, you know, seen some seasons. So right here, I'm probably going to end up sanding this off, taking the deadbolt off, the lock, sanding this down, maybe restaining it, and putting a clear coat on there. Schlage has also sent us updated hardware, but we wanted to focus primarily on the smart lock and the benefits of that from home security. Obviously, the handles are going to be a security component as well, but you get the idea of how those work. So we are installed, we're ready to go. The thumb latch, the manual operation is working just great. Now here's how this works. If you go outside, you don't have to have your key. All you have to do is hit the Schlage button there at the top. And that's all you need. And then if you want to open it, you've got your code. So I'm going to put mine in here. There you go. So that is how this thing works. We're super pumped about it. Now, here's why these things are so awesome. Is if you've got a nanny, a babysitter, a dog walker, your kids, anybody, you can assign them specific codes so that they can punch their code in and get access to your home, and you can limit the hours. So if you have a service person come into your home, you can give them a code and then say, hey, you can only come between these hours. So that's a way to really lock down your main portal into your home or through your home or whatever the case may be. And that's why I wanted to get a smart lock. Not only that, but I wanted to be able to operate it remotely, so that if I was away on a trip or anything like that, I could check, see if it was locked, lock down the house. And part of this series, the Ultimate Home Security series, is we're gonna be adding in some other smart features as well for security. Hey, we wanted to take a quick minute to thank our sponsor Schlage for helping us out on this video. We reached out to them and said, we're gonna be putting together the Ultimate Home Security series, and they said, we're in. So they sent us out some smart locks to use, some hardware, and we're really excited about it. Chris has actually had this same product on his house for how many years now? 4 years, and hasn't had a problem with it. So I said, hey, that's good enough for me. I wanted that on my house too. So we're using these as the demo to install, show how they work, but that's not all. Schlage also wanted to step up a little bit more. So they are offering you, our viewers, the opportunity to win your own smart lock of your choice from Schlage. All you have to do to enter the contest is write down in the comments, I want a Schlage. Pretty easy. Anyway, we again thank Schlage for stepping up for this project. We're really excited about the product, particularly if you're doing a smart home. You may already think of Schlage when you think of door locks, but hey, we want you to think of it again around this Christmas season and if you're thinking about home security. So thanks again, Schlage.